Bam! What up, Yang Gang? We're back for another daily news article, and today we're talking about the NBC News.com article that covers the fact that the CEOs of most public U.S. firms earn 320 times as much as the average workers, not the lowest, but the average workers. So here in this article, it shows an employee of the month at a Missouri hospital got a $6 coupon after surviving COVID as a frontline worker in a hospital. And the CEO of that firm that owns the hospital got $30 million. Come on.
The hospital that he works at is owned by the corporate giant HCA Healthcare. He's a technician at a research medical center in Kansas City, Missouri, and he contracted COVID-19 on the job. After quarantine, he returned and was named Employee of the Month and given a $6 voucher, like Boyce was saying there. He makes a total of $13.77 an hour. He hasn't had a raise in 2 years. He's worked there for almost 4 years. And from what he says, it made him sit back and say, this place doesn't care for me. And that is I would say that he's being kind to them. Crazy.
Well, the thing that's specific about this, it's a profitable, publicly traded network of 185 hospitals and 121 freestanding surgery centers in 20 states and England. And for the year of 2020 with COVID-19, the company generated $51.5 billion in revenue, increased its pre-tax earnings by 3.6%. Its shares are up by 14% this year versus 10% on the Standard & Poor's 500. And what the hell? S&P, that's right. Standards & Poor, S&P 500 index. It's unbelievable. He got a $6. It wasn't even like a $6. It was a voucher.
And the CEO of that company got a 13% raise in 2019.
Whoa.
Technically, his salary was 5.8% lower in 2020 than it was in 2019, but his compensation package still equaled 556 times the compensation received by the median employee.
The average employee makes just under 55 grand a year, and that CEO probably makes that per week.
Yeah, and I found this particularly ironic. The spokesman for the company that Samuel passed off to give a statement instead of himself says, "We value our colleagues and the work they do to care for their communities. And we are committed to offering competitive compensation benefit packages as well as opportunities for professional development and career advancement."
Okay, I just did the math, okay? $30 million a year, that's $600K a week. So in 1 week, that CEO makes more than 10 employees' annual salaries per week. This is a profitable conglomerate. 185 hospitals, 121 freestanding surgery centers in 20 states and in England. It's an international company. Yeah, so I'm going to highlight this part 2 here. The Service Employees International Union, of which Brown is a member, and which connected Brown to NBC News, has been negotiating unsuccessfully with HCA to raise its workers' pay to $15 an hour for more than a year. NBC News questions HCA about Brown and his colleagues' pay in Kansas City on March 31st. Later that day, the company agreed to raise its wages to $15 an hour. Blah, 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 blah. The employees in other areas didn't get the pay increase. So only the one place got that. Only the squeaky wheel got the oil in that moment.
Even though obviously the problem was a demonstration of an overarching theme.
Yeah, and so it also kind of shows some other companies here. Some companies pay their CEOs far more than the average, of course. In 2019, for example, C. Douglas McMillan, Walmart's chief executive, received a package worth $22 million, or 983 times the median worker. And then here's this lady here, Cynthia Murray, they show here, a Walmart associate in Maryland who has worked for the retailer for 20 years of her life. She makes $15.27 an hour and is a member of the United for Respect, a nonprofit that advocates for retail workers. My raise this year was 30 cents an hour, she says. Walmart is one of the richest companies in the world. Why shouldn't they take some of that money and give it back to raising workers' wages? Clearly. 30 cents. So 30 cents times 50 weeks. So that's about 2,000 hours, right? So that's like a $60 raise or $600 raise for the whole year.
For the whole year.
$600 more dollars a year. That's it. 600.
That's not enough to even.
But and the CEOs and the executives would get like a $20,000 bonus, a $50,000 bonus, $100,000 bonus. Come on, man. 3/4 of the company's store management team started as hourly associates, he added, noting that an average Walmart store manager earns more than $180,000 a year. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have far less store managers.
Yeah.
Than you have normal employees.
You might as well play the lottery.
Yeah.
That's a cutthroat corporate ladder too. Think about the people
everybody going to become a manager. Is that the game plan? Is that what Walmart is thinking is going to happen? Is it the new coder?
Yeah, shut up and code, huh? But that's the thing, though. They want you to. They dangle that carrot. If you stick around for 20 years, you might be the manager when you just wind up making $15.27 an hour instead. 20 years, man. And there's no pension. She probably doesn't get full-time benefits. You know what I mean? Like, vacations.
They will intentionally put you at like 39 hours, these sorts of places, to stop you from qualifying for benefits.
Yeah, they're it's a dirty game, man. We have to hold them accountable. But again, guys, this shows you how perverse the system is. This is capitalism run amok. I'm pro-capitalism, but not unfettered, unchecked, because the wealth gap is getting bigger. CEOs, I mean, how much money do you really need?
I don't know.
I think I saw a statistic that said anything after $75,000 a year doesn't really improve your quality of life. If you live in an average size place, not like LA, 75 grand, you're just getting an apartment, but an average US home, in the Midwest, $75K a year, you're living comfortably.
Yeah, you get a decay on the return rate as you go up higher. It still does help a little. You get a little bit happier, and then it just flat lines. Not far from that, but 75K was where people seem to be statistically the happiest, and that was a few years ago too. So inflation, yada yada.
But also, just the point of that study I read was 75K. All of your basic needs are met, and you get to take a vacation every year, and you get to have savings, and you can afford to save for college. You know what I mean? Like all your basic necessities and planning to distribute your wealth in the future to your children, whatever, you're there. 75K a year per adult. So if you have a married couple, you're making $150,000 a year. Man, that's kicking some ass in Michigan.
It really is.
And so again, we have a Congress that is divided on party lines, that won't pass recurring stimulus checks, universal basic income, universal health care. They don't even give a shit about universal housing. They can care less about the homeless community because they don't vote. And now we got CEOs who donate to corporate super PACs and have lunches with so-and-so and wine and dine this person and that person. They have a lobbyist, and that's how they get represented by the politicians, not us. Another reason to end Citizens United.
Until the moment that they say something that Mitch McConnell doesn't like.
Yeah, exactly. Let us know what you guys think about that in the comments section. And while you're here, of course, give the video a like. If you don't like, give us a thumbs down. Let us know why. And make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Get alerts for upcoming videos. And thanks. And we'll see you guys next time. And like always, gang gang.